Hello, and welcome to Outline of the Faith, the Catechism of the Episcopal Church, Section 4, the Ten Commandments. The Ten Commandments. While we will use the traditional version of the Ten Commandments during worship occasionally, the Catechism offers a different reading of them to help us get into the spirit of the Ten Commandments. This helps us to see the wisdom behind the Ten Commandments rather than a checklist, a set of rules, or a series of do's and don'ts. Question: what are the Ten Commandments? Answer: the Ten Commandments are the laws given to Moses and the people of Israel. Commentary: we sometimes think of law in legal terms. We should also think of it as teaching or wisdom that helps us to live faithfully with God in our daily lives. Question: what do we learn from these commandments? Answer: we learn two things: our duty to God and our duty to our neighbors. Commentary: our duty to God and our duty to our neighbors should not be seen as completely separate. They are interconnected. Question: what is our duty to God? Answer: our duty is to believe and trust in God. 1. To love and obey God and to bring others to know Him. 2. To put nothing in the place of God. 3. To show God respect in thought, word, and deed. 4. And to set aside regular times for worship, prayer, and the study of God's ways. Commentary: we have an obligation to treat God as God. God is not an idea or a thing. God is God. God is not an afterthought that we think about only as a way to get what we want. We should not misuse God's name or say terrible things in the name of God. God is God, and we should desire a real, living relationship with God. Question: what is our duty to our neighbors? Answer: our duty to our neighbors is to love them as ourselves, and to do to other people as we wish them to do to us. 5. To love, honor, and help our parents and family, to honor those in authority, and to meet their just demands. 6. To show respect for the life God has given us, to work and pray for peace, to bear no malice, prejudice, or hatred in our hearts, and to be kind to all the creatures of God. 7. To use our bodily desires as God intended. 8. To be honest and fair in our dealings, to seek justice, freedom, and the necessities of life for all people, and to use our talents and possessions as ones who must answer for them to God. 9. To speak the truth and not to mislead others by our silence. 10. To resist temptations to envy, greed, and jealousy, to rejoice in other people's gifts and graces, and to do our duty for the love of God, who has called us into fellowship with Him. Commentary: the answer points us to the ethic of love. Love your neighbor as yourself, which comes from Leviticus 19, verse 18. You shall not take vengeance or bear a grudge against any of your people, but you shall love your neighbor as yourself. I am the Lord. Question: what is the purpose of the Ten Commandments? Answer: the Ten Commandments were given to define our relationship with God and our neighbors. Commentary: to define a relationship is to give clear expectations from each person. Friendship and marriage do best when we know what is expected of us, and how to ask for forgiveness when we fail. Question: since we do not fully obey them, are they useful at all? Answer: Since we do not fully obey them, we see more clearly our sin and our need for redemption. Commentary. Even if we know what is expected of us, we are stuck in patterns that keep us from always doing what is right. Sin is both our individual failures to do what is right and also the stuckness that keeps us from doing what is right. Thus ends Section 4, the Ten Commandments. This has been a production of All Saints Episcopal Church in Boise, Idaho. Video and commentary by Father Joseph Farnes.